Hello everyone, myself Anand Kumar HN. Again I am here with one more topic from subject application development using Python 18 CS 55. So in the last session we discussed about methods of strings. There are so many methods to perform different operations on string. So in the last closing session we discussed about split and join, right? So same thing I am considering one more example. Let us say you have a large text file, and you have you want to split that data by lines. Means you want to get each line using a split function. How can we do that? Okay, let us say you have a large file and it contains some text. You can split this data based on a new line character. If you pass a new line character as a parameter to the split function, then you will get a list which consisting of list of lines. Each line will be the element of a list. Okay, further let us consider a text which contains some data and which is enclosed with what? 3 triple quotes. 3 triple quotes means where you maintain some spacing concept, some white space concept. Let us consider a text. Assume you have a text, okay, and where I am writing this data inside 3 single quotes, and we already know why do we use 3 single quotes. 3 single quotes where we can have data with some specific line spacing. We can maintain the same line spacing without removing it. Okay, let us write Mysore is good, Mysore has palace, and I'm closing this text. Assume that there are 5 lines of code, 5 lines of text, and which has got some spacing of information. Okay, spacing of information. Now I wanted to split this particular data. Then how we can do? So it is very simple. Let us say write lines is equal to text dot split this text. But how do you want to split? You want to split this text by, if you don't pass any parameter, by default it will split by space, this single space. Okay, if you want to have one line at a time, then you need to pass /n. If you pass /n, then you will get a list of sentences. This is the first sentence. You will get a this. Let us say if you want to print this particular list lines, then what you will get? Your output will be a list. Lines is equal to, the first one will be Mysore is. This is the first text. Second text will be good. Third will be Mysore has palace. So it will split the entire text by /n character. Okay, this is how it works. So splitting any text by new line character. So in the same way you can join those text using a join method. Next we have justification. So if you have experienced about Microsoft Word, where we have different justification, left justification, right justification, and center justification. So here also we can provide some justification for text. We have right justification, left justification, and center justification. Let us say if you want to have 10 spaces towards right, in right side you need 10 spaces, then you need a word, then you can use a right justification. Okay, let us consider hello. I am writing a text hello, and I want to justify this particular word for right side. So I write rjust, and how many spaces you want, so then you can pass some 10. Let us say if I say 10, so there are 10 spaces towards right, okay. There are, if you pass 10 as a parameter, there are 10 spaces towards right, means the text will be putted towards right, and there are 10 spaces. So then you will get output as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 spaces followed by hello. This is pushed, the text is pushed towards right side, that is what rjust. So you will get 10 spaces followed by the text, that is the right justification. So if you pass 20, so 20 spaces, then you will get a hello, that is the message. So in the same way, if you say left justification, hello dot ljust of 10, then what happens? So your text will be pushed 10, like you will have 10 spaces, then you have text. So your output will be hello. Initially this is the only text, but you will get 10 spaces, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So you will get 10 spaces. So this is how your left justification works. Okay, right justification, left justification. Okay, so you will get text followed by a white spaces, how many white spaces you want. Then if you say right justification, the text is pushed towards right and the extra thing is filled with white spaces. Here text is pushed towards left and the extra spaces will be filled. Let us say if you want to have, instead of spaces, if you want to have any other character, you can pass. So the rjust will take one more parameter, that is by default it will be filled with spaces. If you want to pass any other character, then you can pass. Let us say I will say 10 comma star. If I say 10 comma star, then all the white spaces will be filled with 10 stars. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this is how it looks. So there are 10 star characters followed by hello. The same way if you say hello ljust 10, let us say I want to fill with dash. Then what happens? Hello followed by 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So there are 10 dashes and you have hello. Okay, getting? The same way we have a center justification. So for that we have, let us say hello. So directly we have center of 20. If you pass center of 20, so when you have center of 20, so you will get hello. So and you have the text at the center, you have 10 spaces and another side you have 10 spaces. If you pass 20 comma, let us say this symbol, so that should be enclosed with single quote. If you say greater than symbol, so then you will get like this. So your text is centered and you have, I have not written 10 characters, but you will have 10 characters this side, 10 characters another side. So this is how a center justification works. Like if you want to get any report, let us say you have some dictionary where you have got item as well as number of item purchased, so item name and item number of values purchased, item purchased. Then if you want to generate a report, let us say report can be like this. Let us say here you have some company name in center justification, and here you have date, and here you have place, and here in the again the center, let us say you have some table with some item name, cost, then you have price here, and the right justification. So if you want to generate these kind of reports where you have right justification, center justification, left justification, okay, if you want to have some characters to be printed over here. So if you want to beautify your reports, then you can use just RJust, that is left justification, right justification, and center justification. Okay. Okay, next we have stripping concept. So in the previous example we studied about how to add spaces to a text, either right side, left side, or center justification, or both the side. So here we have a stripping concept, right strip, left strip, and just a strip. Means if you want to remove a extra spaces in a text, then you can use right strip, left strip, or just a strip. So let us say you have a text, say hello. Let us say text txt is equal to you have some spaces and you have hello. So if you want to remove spaces on both the side of the text, if you want to remove extra white spaces, then you can say, let us say print of text txt dot strip, txt dot strip. If you say strip, so extra spaces are removed, then you will get output as hello. So you will get only output as hello output. So the extra spaces are removed from the text. So let us say if you want to remove only a right part or only left white spaces, this is the right white spaces, left white spaces. Let us say if I say print txt dot r strip. If you say r strip right side, so right side white spaces are removed. So you will get then output as the left white spaces will be as it is, then the output will be output looks like this. So you have left white spaces, but right white spaces are removed from the text. Okay, so this is called as r strip, right strip. So in the same way, if you want to remove print text txt dot l strip, then what happens? You have a text, so left spaces are removed, then you have a hello followed by a spaces. You have hello, that is actual word, followed by you have right spaces are maintained as it is, they are retained as it is, but left side white spaces are removed, they are removed from the text. Okay, so this is how stripping works. When you call just a strip function, it will remove all the white spaces, either right side, left side, both the white spaces are removed. If you say right strip, only right side of the white spaces are removed, and if you say left strip, left part of the white spaces are removed. So this is useful when you want to remove any white spaces in the text. Next we have another module in Python, so called Paperclip. It is called as Paperclip module. Paperclip. This particular module can be imported to your Python using a statement called import Paperclip. So where it is useful? It is useful when you want to send data to your clipboard, computer clipboard. What is clipboard? It's a extra memory or extra space where you can copy the things or where you can paste the things. Correct? Clipboard. Let us say you have a Word document, or if you have a website, Wikipedia website, you go to Wikipedia website, you just select all the data and just you say Control C, or you can say right click, copy. So where this data will be copied, this data will be copied to a computer clipboard. There will be a computer clipboard, a small memory where it will have some temporary data. So and whenever you paste that data, whenever you place that data get pasted from the clipboard to the actual file. Correct? Yes or no? Yes. So that is where we send the data to clipboard, or where we receive data from the clipboard. Where do we send? Let us say if you open a clipboard and if you select the data, that is some lines, some paragraph, say Ctrl C. When you press Ctrl C, you are sending data to a clipboard, and you open new Word file or new text file, Notepad, and just paste. That is where you are receiving the data from clipboard. Some clipboard to file, the data is get copied. First initially from website to a clipboard it get copied. Correct? So that can be done using a paperclip module. Paperclip module is very important. Nowadays it is very common. Let us say when you create any Google Meet, so when you click on copy, automatically that value get copied. You no need to press Ctrl C. Just you click on one button, automatically text get copied to a clipboard. Then wherever you want, you just go and paste that information. So that is because of that can be implemented using a paperclip concept. So let us say we have imported import paperclip module. Then you can copy the things using this particular function, paperclip dot copy whatever data you want it to copy. Let us say I will say MIT Mysore. This is the data I wanted to copy to the clipboard. Means I am sending this MIT Mysore to the clipboard. I am not copying, means let us say you have a text file where you have MIT Mysore data. When you say Ctrl C, this data will be copied to a clipboard. This is what here happening. I am directly passing the text. Whatever I wanted to send to the clipboard, that is what I am passing here. So this will be stored to a clipboard. Okay, then if you want to paste, so you can say paperclip dot paste. So just call paste function, no need to pass any parameter. Whatever there in the clipboard, that will be pasted on the screen. Okay, so this is how the paperclip work. So paperclip concept is useful to send and receive the data to a clipboard. Sending the data is nothing but copying the data from file to a clipboard. Receiving the data is nothing but pasting the data from clipboard to a file. So to use that, you need to import a module called import paperclip. The module name is paperclip. So then paperclip dot copy, that is MIT Mysore. I wanted to send this data to clipboard. Then whatever data in clipboard, so paperclip dot paste. So I am pasting that particular data onto a file or on the screen. Okay. Next concept is password locker. It is there in the syllabus. There is a problem statement. You need to code that particular problem. Password locker. What do you mean password locker? Password, because nowadays it is very common to have so many accounts in social media. Let us say Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, then let us say other website like Gmail, or let us say LinkedIn, correct, and other third party websites. So let us say if you have any job portal, fresherslive.com, fresherworld.com, or any coding site, github.com. Okay, we have got so many websites, and all the websites will ask us to create password, username, password, correct. So it is very tough to remember all those usernames, all those passwords, correct. how we can perform this, how we can solve this issue, right? And we can solve. So people things like people will think like, so creating same password for every website or every account is a solution. Let us say I will create same password, same email ID for Facebook, for Gmail, for LinkedIn, for GitHub, everywhere I create account using same email ID. It is not a problem. If I have same email ID with all the accounts, it is not a problem. But people create same password for all the accounts. All different types of accounts will have same password. That is the dangerous thing. If one account get hacked, if somebody got to know your password, then they can easily access all other passwords, all other accounts. So this is a problem. The solution is, you need to store this kind of data. What is the data? What is the email ID? What is the password? That should be stored in a dictionary. It's a simple example I am giving. So I cannot say this is a very secure way, but still you can write your own program and you can store all your password in one program. So whenever you ask your program with account, let us say if I say Facebook, then it should give our Facebook account password. That should be copied to a clipboard automatically. Let us say you are logging into Facebook. Obviously you will be knowing the email ID because you have given same email ID to all the accounts. Whenever you wanted to enter a password, you don't remember the password, no need to remember the password, just go to your program, just run that program. So when you say input as Facebook, automatically your Facebook account password will be copied to a clipboard. Just you go to your web page, say Control V. When you just paste, automatically Facebook account is pasted. If you try to log into a LinkedIn, just go to your program, run that program, just pass parameter as LinkedIn, just give input as LinkedIn. LinkedIn password is copied to a clipboard. Then what happens? You can just paste it onto a LinkedIn website. If you pass any unknown account, then it will automatically reject, or it will say the account is not exist. Okay, so this is how this problem is built. So you need to code this particular problem. So how we can store these kind of data, what data structure we can use? So I have two pairs here, two pairs. What is that pair? We have email as well as password. It's a dictionary concept, email and password. For that particular email, what is the password? Okay, if I pass email, then I will get the password. Okay, right? Let us code this. I have written the program, just we will discuss about that. What was the problem I have discussed? You may have so many accounts, you cannot remember all the passwords. You need to copy the password of particular account whenever you give input with account name. Let us say if I say Facebook password should be copied to clipboard. I don't want to see the password, just it should be copied to clipboard and it should get pasted whenever I say Control V. Okay, here is the program. Let us say I have initial dictionary called password dictionary, where I have key and value pair. As you know, dictionary is a key and value pair. And when I say this problem, you should be able to analyze what kind of data structure you can apply. Whether you can apply list, whether you can apply a tuple, whether you can apply some only the string concept. So you should know about it. Then only you can become a good programmer. Whenever people discuss any problem, you should be able to analyze what kind of data structure I can apply, how I can store the data. So here I said you need to store account and password. So I am considering a dictionary pair. So here accounts have a unique. You cannot, let us say if you have two Gmail accounts, then it is a problem. Then you need to call this as a Gmail 1, Gmail 2. People will have 2-3 Facebook accounts, right? So then they should have Facebook 1, Facebook 2, like that. So otherwise you cannot store in a dictionary. Here I have Facebook, some password, Gmail, password, Twitter, password. Then I am importing a paperclip. See, this import statement you can write anywhere. No need to write in the beginning. Like as we write in C and C++, header file should be included at the beginning. That concept is removed. So you can write, you can import this paperclip before calling it. So still you can write this import paperclip here also, inside the if statement also you can write, but that should be imported before using it. Okay. So then I have imported paperclip, then I am asking user to enter account. So what is the account he is looking for, then that will be stored in a account as a string. Then you have condition statement where you are checking condition whether that particular account is inside the dictionary. Let us say if I enter Facebook in password, yes, there is a Facebook in password, then it will enter into the if condition. Let us say I will enter LinkedIn. If I enter LinkedIn, then LinkedIn is not present inside this particular password dictionary, then you will get output as account information not found. If I enter Facebook, then it will go to next statement, paperclip.copy. I'm trying to send the data to a clipboard. So what is the data? Password of ACC. Password is this is the dictionary. What is the key? Facebook. Password of Facebook is MIT123. MIT123 is copied to a clipboard using paperclip module. Using paperclip module, automatically password of Facebook is copied to a clipboard. Now the data is in clipboard. No need to check. Just you say Facebook, already your password will be in the clipboard. Then you will get a message, the password for Facebook copied to clipboard. You will get a message saying that password for Facebook is copied to a clipboard. Just go to facebook.com, just enter your email ID. Obviously I said it's a common for every account. We don't need to have different email ID for different account. You can have common email ID, but password should be different. Then automatically you say Control V, automatically Facebook password will be pasted to a Facebook web login page. Then you can log in. So this is how you solve a password locker. Why do we call password locker? You can keep, you can write this small program, you can store this program in your computer. Whenever you wanted to log in to any account, let us say if you are logged into a freshers live, obviously you will be applying for so many jobs. Let us say Times Job, Naukri.com, fresherslive.com, everywhere you need to create new passwords. Otherwise you need to connect that account with Gmail. Even that is not good. Connecting all the accounts to Gmail, again it is a dangerous. Okay, you will share all your Gmail data to Naukri.com or timesjob.com. So instead of that, if you create new password of Times Job, then you can simply add one more element. Let us say I will say Times. So then password, let us say I create time at 123. This is my password. Whenever you wanted to log into timesjob.com, just go to timesjob.com, enter your email. Let us say I will enter common email. Then I come to this program, I run this program. It will ask for account name. I will enter Times as the account name. Then automatically your timesjob.com password is copied to a clipboard. Just paste it and you can log in. So no worry about remembering of passwords. So this is the program given in the syllabus to store all the password. That program is called as password locker. Okay, we have one more problem from the syllabus. I think we have used Wikipedia, right? Whatever we wanted to search, we just go to Google. Let us say I want to know about Mysore, just type Mysore, then we get Mysore Wikipedia page. If you want to know about Karnataka, if you want to know about, let us say, any politician, any actor, so every content is there in Wikipedia. So it's just an open source, people have contributed so many things. So here the concept is, the problem statement is like this. So what we can do with Wikipedia, just open any Wikipedia page, copy the content, means Wikipedia page contains so many paragraphs, so many lines, let us say 100 lines. Just copy those lines, and those lines should be reprinted with bullets. Let us say all the lines should start with star symbol. Let us say you have 100 lines, all the 100 lines should start with star, then line, star, line, star, line, means so just a bulleting of lines, bulleting of Wikipedia, bullet the Wikipedia concept. It's a problem statement. Just go to Wikipedia, just copy that, when you copy, automatically it is there in the computer clipboard. Then you modify the data such a way that each line should have star at the beginning, star at the beginning. Then again you paste that data to a clipboard. Then wherever you paste that paragraph, you will get a modified version of the data, Wikipedia content. Okay, just go to Wikipedia, just copy and paste, you don't get any star. But I want whenever you copy and next time when you paste, that star should be included for each and every line. How you can solve this? How you can solve this? This is very simple again. Just go to Wikipedia, just copy to the clipboard. You get all the data, right? You have lines, all the 100 lines. Then you need to split that data. Whenever you paste, that becomes a single line of code or single string. It is a whole single string with new line characters. In between you have new line characters. Then what you should do? You need to split that particular line with new line character. Whenever you split, what is the output? Output will be a list. Means a list which consisting of individual lines. Line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4. Then you access each and every line, and list can be modifiable, but whereas string is not modifiable, so we have converted to list. Then for each list you append star to it. For each list, for example, first line, you take the first line, you append star to it followed by the line content, then you store it back to a list. So then finally you paste it to a clipboard. So that is the program. So here is the code. Initially you are importing Piperclip module, then you are pasting the content of clipboard. Already, as I said, you assume that you already opened the Wikipedia page and you have pressed Ctrl C. You have selected the data, pressed Ctrl C. The data is in clipboard, that will be pasted to a variable called txt. This will be a string. Assume that we have some lines of code, MIT, Mysore, CSE, Karnataka. So this is a single line. From here to here it is a one string that will be stored in a text. Then you need to split that particular text using new line character. Here you will be having a new line characters. So then when you split, this becomes a list. That list is called as lines. Lines is a list which is splitted. Splitted means this is a one string, CSE is other string, Karnataka is other string. There are three lines. Basically there will be many lines, but I have considered there are three lines. Then using for loop I am trying to access all the elements in the list. For I in range, length of lines. Length of lines means it's a 3. Your for loop will work from 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. So 0, 1, 2 will be considered. Then what I am doing? I am considering lines of 0 means I am considering MIT Mysore is equal to star plus line of I. Line of I means line of 0. I am considering MIT Mysore. Initially I am appending what? Star to it. Star to it. This is appending. String concatenation will work because this is a list. Inside list you can concatenate, you can change the string. Change the string means I am not changing MIT value, I am just joining star with MIT Mysore and I am restoring it to a same location. Reassignment, it will work. In the same way, star CSE, star Karnataka. So everything will work now. So star MIT Mysore is a one string, star CS is another string, star Karnataka is a next string. That is how this loop works. Till all the lines are processed, each and every line will be appended with, that is joined with star symbol. Okay. Then once the for loop ends, again we need to rejoin. because I need to get a complete text. I don't want list. I don't want a list, I want a text. So for that, what I am doing, I am joining by new line character. Again I am joining by new line character. Again this whole thing is joined as a single string. So from here to here it is a single string now. From here to here, it has a double quote. Here to here it is a single string that is stored in, again back to a text. Finally I am pasting, I am copying, I am sending the content to a clipboard, that is copy. Whatever data in the text, that will be copied to a clipboard. Okay, the content is copied to a clipboard. Now whenever you press Ctrl V on any blank word or blank notepad file, so your Wikipedia content will be having lines with star at the beginning. That is called as, let's say, bulleting. If you want, you can use any other symbol. If you want to use some arrow mark, each line will begin with some arrow mark like this. That is what bulleting. If you want to use arrow mark, each line will start with arrow marks. Okay, this is the solution for this problem. Okay, I think you understood two real-time problems. One is password locker, where you can store your password. I hope you will enjoy this. You will store all your password in a file. Whenever you wanted to, let us say Coursera also, people used to call me or people used to text me saying that, sir, I forgot Coursera password, I don't know how to log in, I forgot the password. So instead of that, you can write your own Python program where you can store all your passwords. Okay, it can be a ATM password also. People forget ATM password. Let us say Bank of Baroda or Vijaya, let us say SBI Bank. Just say SBI, what is the ATM password? So then when you say SBI, immediately you will get back the result. The improved version, you can think of how to convert this particular program into a runnable code in mobile or runnable code in desktop. Instead of running running the program through interpreter or Python IDE, just you can convert this code into a exe file. Just double click on it, you should get a pop-up saying that enter account. If I say SBI, it should give me a password, or it should copy it to a clipboard, or it should display the password. That is how you can do. Second example, we discussed about bulleting of Wikipedia page. As a Wikipedia page, or you can consider any content, you can list all the lines with some symbols. Okay, thank you.